So I guess let's see. So this is episode 5, right? Mm-hmm. What's going on, UEL fam? It's episode 5.
What it do?
We are here with Rex today.
Yes,
He
sir.
is our guest on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We're super excited to have him. So we kind of want to just talk with Rex a little bit, see how he got into the league and, what he's doing on his team now. He actually has a unique story. We've touched on it in the other podcasts a little bit because we talked about you. I don't know if you've noticed. But
Twice.
Yeah. Oh, dang. So he watched them.
So he's seen
one
it.
with Courtney on here and the other with Billy.
Yeah. All good things.
Mostly.
So
mostly. Mostly, yeah. The corny Caleb, man.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, so how are you doing? What's going on?
Oh, I'm good. Just chilling, just trying to make it through this awful winter,
Yeah. It's hella cold, man. Hella cold.
How did you first find out about the league?
I think it was like a random Instagram ad. I saw something for like a Smash tournament. I'm like, should I go? I guess I'll go.
Okay.
And then like, I came here. I think it was one of the first days they were open. And then I met TOG, who's on your team, and we just started to keep coming. And, started meeting some other people like Billy. I met, I think it was a Wednesday when they were still doing, it wasn't Street Fighter 5, it was the other Street Fighter game.
It was Third Strike. Yeah, Third Strike, yeah.
Billy and
really
Jonas showed up, and they were doing SoCal at that time, too.
Yeah.
Okay, so Smash Guy.
Yeah.
So you came in with the Smash Crew, because the Smash Crew is really, I think, the community that showed us love first.
Yeah,
at the highest level.
For sure.
Between that and then fighters, right? The Tekken.
Yeah, the Tekken people, the Dragon Ball Fighters people, but really like the Smashers, I would say they kind of already had their own community, but they just needed a place to play. Yeah, so it was like a bunch of people. There was no hub in really Fredericksburg besides Katora, right?
But Katora is like the place that they play at.
Yeah,
is like a little bit bigger than this room.
Oh wow.
Is that small?
Isn't it like maybe like a little bit bigger, not like maybe like 1.5 times this room.
Wow.
Wow.
So super COVID friendly.
Yeah, right. That's what it sounds
and
like.
We have people had to bring their own we had to bring.
Oh, you had to bring your own TV.
Well, they had like 1 or 2 TVs, but if that was it, you would have a tournament with 2 monitors.
Damn.
There was another location like that too, where you had to bring your own stuff to play.
You probably was it Sage? I've never been to Sage Mantis.
I've never been to Sage, but I feel like Sage is it because I don't think Sage has a lot of TVs.
It might be Sage Mantis. Yeah,
this guy I work with was telling me about it. He was like, we would set up these big tournaments, and then but it was normal though. So they weren't upset about it, but they would have to just bring all their stuff. So this is like a totally different experience.
Yeah.
So. Well, it helps because there's there's sub regions, right? So there's Nova. Nova has their big places. They have the Cave, which obviously those other tournaments. And then they have Xanadu, which is in Maryland. So they have their place that's big, has TVs, has the stuff, right? Richmond used to have, it wasn't The Grind. I forget the name.
I know what you're talking about. I cannot think of the name either because I think by the time we set this up, they were kind of shutting down.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So this kind of helped because granted, I started joining the competitive Smash community around the time COVID started.
Yeah.
Actually, my first tournament was the day before COVID shut everything down. So I don't know a lot of places, a lot of people, but I do know this region for a little while still kind of was the little brother because people come here and just farm.
Yeah.
But I think having this kind of helped because this gives a place where the people in this area can come routinely. It's a decent place, good venue.
It's clean.
Yeah.
So you obviously, based off your skill level, you obviously played Smash before a year or 2 ago.
Well, everybody's played it. It's
Mario
Kart.
Right.
Everybody's played it at some
Mario
point. But I didn't get into the frame data and thinking about playing the game, thinking about what you're doing.
Getting really serious about it.
Until right before COVID shut everything down.
Oh wow.
So it's the Smash is one of those friendly entry level games, right? Like Mario Kart. If somebody comes in and they say they play Smash, there's a wide spectrum of skill level, right? But if somebody comes in and say, "Oh, I play Street Fighter. Oh, I play Tekken." Yeah. They play the game. They at least they
play at not an optimal level, but they have a certain level of aptitude.
Yeah.
So they're probably pretty decent at it.
Yeah.
Probably decent.
If somebody say they play Smash, they could have play it every day, 5 hours a day, or they could play it. Or they could play
it once when they were 5 years old.
Yeah,
they're I'll play it.
Yeah, that was me. So I came in here I play Smash. I played it, a couple times as a kid. I really got into it for a little while, but I hadn't played within a year or 2.
Right.
And then me and Titus played Monado. Wait, we played Monado 2v1, and we decided that wasn't gonna work. So we did. I think it was Jomi. I think it was me, Titus, and Jomi.
Titus had a thing where like
versus Monado,
where he would like challenge people. Like there'll be like 6 people versus one person.
Yeah.
And if you win, he give you like $100 or something.
Yeah. That's what we were doing. That was when we did that. We did $100 prize for anybody who could beat us 3-on-1.
I forget who it was, but somebody did it.
Monado. I'm pretty sure Monado did it. Then after 2 people did it, we were like, okay, maybe these professionals are way better than we are. So, and that's been proven true through and through, like through the whole league. Like the Smash players from the beginning have been some of like the highest level players we have.
Yeah, man. So they have a lot of dedication. Definitely, like they understand what they have to do. They understand they have to look up frame data. They got to watch their own gameplay back again. They have to like watch somebody else who plays the same character, might play it better than them. And they always ask for advice, which is cool too. They always ask like right then and there. It's like, hey, I know you just beat me, but hey, so what did I do to lose? They'll be like, oh, you were too thirsty. Yeah. You were too thirsty. You could have just let me kill myself, but you came to me most of the time, so I just win.
But you know, it's crazy. You have to attribute that, and like with every community, there's gonna be toxic people, right? But you have to attribute the success of the region to a few people, right? Like the TOs, obviously, right? The people organizing tournaments like Beecroft and Bishop and Gravity, right?
Yeah.
And then like there's people like in this community, a lot of the higher level people in our area, they're really friendly about like making sure everybody feels comfortable and. Like Gravity, I think Gravity is the best example. Gravity is a tournament organizer. Like he puts all of this together, and then not only does he like, okay, well the tournament's going on, I don't have to do nothing else. He makes sure that like it's a good vibe, right? Like where everybody's maybe they're not all having fun, but like nobody's gonna be harassed. Nobody's gonna have to come here worry about like somebody fucking with them like unnecessarily.
Yeah, it's a friendly environment. That's awesome. You're still gonna lose.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's wild, man. So what other games are like, okay, what games do you think you're the best at in the league?
Pokemon.
Oh, he had that. I wasn't even finished the question yet.
Rex.
Oh, let's go.
You really think you could beat me in Pokemon, man?
I know I can beat you in Pokemon.
No, you don't.
Oh.
You don't know that.
I hear a challenge coming. I think we might have to figure this out.
That was actually the first competitive game I played.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So so they do these things. It's VGC, right? It's Video Game Championship Series.
Yeah.
They do like local level tournaments, and then they do regionals, nationals, and worlds type tournaments. So I've been to regionals before they do them in Roanoke.
Okay.
Usually there's always one in Virginia, California, Atlanta, a few in Florida.
Yes.
I think my best placement out of a 400-man bracket, like 16th.
That's what he just did to you.
Yeah. I mean, my best placement is like first, so I mean, it's all good.
16th out with some good players there.
16 out of good players.
Yeah.
I got first out of God tier players.
Okay.
So. I'm definitely recording this one. Definitely recording this one.
Sir.
Oh man, that's.
But awesome. No, like that was my. I never thought Pokemon would be added to the league. Like I was talking about it, but I was like, they're not gonna fucking add Pokemon to the league.
And it was good too. So we played it during the scrimmage, and it was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, it was a good time, and everybody's screaming stuff because like we actually like Monado's really big into Pokemon. Yeah. So there's a couple players that are really big into Pokemon. I think you might have been one of them too.
Yeah.
Everybody was yelling like what moves to do.
It was definitely a good time, man. I want to see this place grow more with the Pokemon thing because I've always seen those guys like come in from time to time. We'll have people like, hey, are you guys run competitive Pokemon? And I feel bad like they don't have anywhere to go. Like what's the closest region around here that like does it really?
The closest thing I knew that did small tournaments. So like I said, there's like local level, which I think not the cave. What's the name of the place we were just talking about?
Xanadu?
No, it's the small one.
Katora.
No, the other small one. The one that Ryan mentioned.
Sage.
I think Sage did it for a little bit. Because what I love about the Pokemon thing is it's a tournament finder. So you can go to the website and you can put your zip code in and it'll show the tournaments where they are and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that was the only one in this immediate area. The other ones were in Fairfax and stuff like that. But in terms of like the regionals, which gives some of the higher level points, the closest was Roanoke, and then you have some in North Carolina, New York.
So you think a lot of people would probably come out for Pokemon?
I think because right now it's kind of on pause because it's a worldwide thing, right? Like you're not just having people from North America, you're having people from every continent except Antarctica.
Right, obviously, we're not gonna.
But it doesn't exist.
That doesn't,
Especially considering Worlds is in Europe this year, and Europe is really, really precautionary right now. It's actually supposed to be in England.
I think I actually know where. There's an esports center that's it's a place in London. So I can't think of the name. But keep going.
No, but so I think it's kind of on pause. Like they're still doing like online tournament, which is great about Pokemon. It's like if you did a Smash online tournament or Tekken online tournament, that's gonna show some skill, but not your true skill because it's like in Smash, right? There's a tier list for characters offline.
Yeah,
and there's a tier list for online.
Yeah.
So with Pokemon, it's like it doesn't matter because it's not execution based.
Yeah.
It's more
skill with a little bit of luck with like crits and everything like that. Yeah. So, yeah, man, I think Pokemon could be something big here. I mean, I'm willing to try it out. I'm willing to try any game out. So.
And he wants that smoke.
Of course.
Okay, so let's see. So I know you're. So I'm gonna keep on going with all the games I know he's good at. So I know you're good at Mario Kart as well. Really good at Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I think probably one of the best in the league. Maybe
for Mario Kart. I feel like I'm gonna just biased. I'm gonna say Spartacus probably better.
Probably the best in the league.
Yeah. Okay. And then you have CTR as well.
But I would say me and Spartacus go even on that.
Okay.
Where do you think Jomi fares?
So here's the thing. When I was on her team.
Oh.
Here's the thing. No.
Uh-oh.
So when the league first started, and like we started doing CTR, Jomi was the standard.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can all agree Jomi was the standard for that game.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't think Jomi touches that game as much. Because I was watching during a scrimmage, right? So in that instance, right, Jomi plays the game. He's, supposed to be one of the best. And you have two people on the other team that don't play the game, right? With how the points fall out, if you get first every time, you win, right? Like, they have to steal first once, right?
Yeah.
So the strategy for that, what I would do is I'm playing against people who don't play. Well, I'm going to take them to the most difficult map because that gives them more opportunity to mess up. But if you take them to an easy map, that leaves more chances for RNG. And Jomi was really hesitant to take them to certain places. Because y'all actually won a coin flip.
Oh, yeah. So it was a rock, paper, scissors or coin flip?
Rock, paper, one of the two.
Yeah, so Joe, my team won, so that means that he got to pick the map. I was going to ask you if that, I was like, oh, wait, did we pick the map? So we picked the map, and that's a really good strategy. See, Rex, I'm telling you.
Yeah, Rex is on it.
But I think if Jomi started, I feel like that's a lot of rust. If Jomi started playing, he could solidly be 3 or 4. And I say 4 because Cedric has picked up the game, and he's decent at the game.
Okay. Jomi, we're going to have to bring everybody in here for a CTR tournament.
Yeah, we have to.
Everybody thinks they're good at it now. Okay, that sounds dope.
Yeah, but I think Jomi was the standard that we lived by, right? Like, Jomi was the gold standard for that game, and I think he's fallen off on that. But I think it's easy enough for him to pick up and...
I think he dominated it so bad, or so well, for so long, that I don't think it's something that he's had to practice as much.
Yeah.
Whereas everybody else, it's a new thing that they've picked up and practice. So they're more fresh. They have that fresh set of skills. I think one of their Jamaica guys that was playing does play CTR. I can't remember which one.
Oh, no, he plays it, but not like
Jomi plays it.
I don't think he owns the game. I don't think any of the Germanic kids really own CTR, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right. Yeah.
So they have to practice here.
Okay.
And given that limited time span, Jomi owns the game, I'm assuming. So it's one of those things that if Jomi plays the game 10 minutes a day, that's still better than them coming here and playing it for an hour.
Yeah.
And then that's one time out of the whole week.
Yeah.
That they're playing it throughout the hour. Well, yeah, just playing it.
Yeah.
No, that's true. That's true. And this is the type of things that Rex brings to the table too. He helps out other teams. He's willing to kind of train people in new games and stuff. That's something that I've noticed.
Here's the thing about it, and I don't know why people feel it'll be great to the bandits. Let's use the old bandits for example, right? Yeah, it was fun to style them. It was fun to 7-0 them or 10-0 them, right? That's fun, right?
Yeah.
But if you look at it from that's wanting that to happen every time is little thinking, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, are you going to watch a game? Like, okay, so say you have LeBron, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, prime Michael Jordan, and Shaq on a team.
That's dumb. That's a dumb team.
And then they go up against, like, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oh, God.
Are you gonna want to watch that game?
No.
I see what you mean.
No,
Like,
yeah.
You want good competition.
Yeah,
because,
you want good competition.
You shouldn't be afraid of competition.
You shouldn't be.
Your thing should be, okay, I want to beat them, but I want to beat them because they're good, not because they've never touched the game before.
Right. That's just boring. You just stomp them out every time.
And you have to look at it from the league perspective. Like, yeah, it'll be cool in the immediate, but like long term.
Nobody wants to see that every time. I think it's one thing that's going to happen. There's always, like, no matter what league it is, football, basketball, whatever, it's always going to be a couple of, like, one or two very bad teams.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. And, like, that usually what happens when, like, teams join. Traditionally, when teams join the league, they're not that good. The only case is Germana. And what other case would you think?
In terms of professional?
In terms of professional or, like, play, what do you mean?
So, in terms of professional teams, like, in terms of, like, NHL, NBA.
Oh, okay.
There was an expansion team recently. It was in the NHL, the Las Vegas Knights. So with the Vegas Knights, how they did it in there, if I'm not mistaken, they could kind of pick players from certain teams to add to their team, but each team could like put one person where they say you can't touch that person. They made the Stanley Cup Finals the first year of existence. Like, they haven't been consistently great, but the first year.
But first year.
Yeah.
So they were so bad. You're telling me that the Las Vegas Knights were so bad.
No. This wasn't like, this was the year they were created. They were...
Oh, the year that they were created. I'm sorry. Yeah. So the year that they were created.
Yeah.
So they went to the Stanley Cup that same year.
Yeah.
And at the same time we created Germana, we helped them bring that whole thing together. They win. So
but nobody was expecting it. Nobody was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, right. Nobody was expecting it. But like they had all the right things. They had a few skills where they needed it the most. They were able to win like clutch fighting games. The shooters they had pretty much on deck. Yeah. They just strategized a little bit better.
Yeah, you guys coached them up real well. Like you guys set them up real well too. So I think all that came together for sure.
Yeah. Which I think granted it would have been great to win.
Oh yeah.
But I think Germana winning an outside team, a team full of young
best thing that happened to us.
So like okay, granted
best
like
thing.
It'll be great, like if we won, but like we're not old. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but we're older. No one see a bunch of old people playing video games. No, it's a bunch of people out of high school and college.
In college is perfect. It's the perfect time.
Yeah,
it's the perfect demographic, man. I mean, honestly, like I said, I reach out and like I'm on like Twitter, Facebook, so I'm trying to be in as many places as I possibly can. But the one thing that I don't have is probably like just always being around people 24/7 because I'm usually like here or I'm like in front of the screen talking to people virtually.
Yeah.
But like to be like in class with somebody like, yo, hey, you should come to this arcade with me. Or like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, right after class or whatever. Or like, yo, I don't want to do this assignment or I don't even have a computer. Let me just come to the arcade where I know they got a computer. I can just work on it here.
And then when I work with people generally who are 40 and older.
Yeah.
And who grew up in that time which I don't like, video games are bad.
Right, yeah.
You know,
they're those guys.
And then one thing, since this is a video game podcast, I kind of want to say, so there's this whole negative stigma around video games that like it creates addiction. But here's the thing about addiction, right? So with people who have, video games where they play it 24 hours, they don't take showers and baths. That's a small percent of the people that play, right?
Yeah.
And they already have an underlying issue where they have habit-forming behavior. So, like, okay, if it's not video games, it's going to be eating, it's going to be drinking, it's going to be clubbing. Yeah. There's something, but, like, you can't blame that on video games.
Video games directly.
Yeah.
I see. I feel that. Man, that's why I like these talks, man, because we talk about sports and how esports, like, connect and how, like, video game and different, like, it's a lot of different things that we like to, like, touch on here at the UEL podcast. I like it.
Yeah, I like it a lot. We like to keep it free form so we get to do that. And, like, things like this can come up. And I definitely agree. Like, video games didn't do it.
Right,
Humans already had this problem.
For a minute.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a bunch of different things you could be addicted to.
Like look at alcohol. So the prohibition was wrong, right? They should not ban alcohol.
Right.
But it was illegal, and it had, like, no medicinal value. It was recreational, right? Alcohol's recreational. We can say that, right?
Yeah.
But it made it illegal. And what did people do?
They started flipping out. They was like,
and then they started selling the shit illegally. Like, so people always been I can't addicted to stuff, and it's just gonna happen no matter what media you use it.
Yeah, and this is something that we touch on in the league, and something we like to tell parents and stuff is that think about all these kids or people, just people actually, all these people that don't play your traditional sports, right? How are they learning team camaraderie? How are they learning good sportsmanship? Like learning how to take a L, because in life you're gonna take a lot of L's. How are they learning to do that? You know, I mean, yes, in life they're still gonna have them, but this is a great way to train your brain how to respond to like working really hard at something and then failing, and then working really hard at something and then overcoming it. And like competition is always healthy.
It's always healthy because that's what it's really all about. And just like you said, like teamwork, camaraderie, good communication skills, learning how to take an L, learning how to overcome something.
Learning how to learn.
Learning how to learn.
They don't teach
literally.
You that in school. They teach you what to know to pass a test. They don't teach you how to learn.
They don't teach you how to learn. They don't show the people who are like, hey, are you an audio-visual learner? Are you a visual learner? Are you just a straight up? You know, there's a bunch of different things. And I think that's where people like kind of get off where, you know how we always talk about those players who are like, oh, they don't get out of their comfort zone. How do we know those players just don't know how to learn other games? How do we know like they're like trying to like pick up Tekken is probably just too hard because they're like, bro, I see the colors, I go into training mode, I see what buttons I'm supposed to press. I don't know what the heck I'm pressing. I don't know what I'm doing. You can't really fault somebody from that. Like there's a lot of different things that go into learning, like let's say for a shooter it's kind of self-explanatory. You're aiming, you shoot, you press one button to shoot, you press one button to aim. So it's just different things I like to see that I like to see we can probably improve on, just like being here in the league, and that's one thing I try to push to every player.
Yeah, because like I mean, there's a few things off of that. Like I learned like when I was first learning Smash learning, and Herb would tell you like I started looking up things like neural pathways, right? Like stuff like that, like short term versus long term memory. I learned from learning video games. It's like short term is like. So your brain has something called working memory, right? You can only hold a few things in your working memory, and it only lasts a few seconds unless you do something with it, right? So how do you improve that? Well, so driving, right? So you'd say you're driving, right? When you were first driving, you had to, okay, I need to focus on this. I need to focus on the road. I need to do everything, right? And how did you get better? By repetition, right? And that's how you do with video games, is like you don't drive one day for an hour and like, oh, I'm good for the week. It's better if you drive 10 minutes every day for 6 days, because what it does, it puts it in your brain as, hey, this is something important. Let me move it from short-term memory to long-term memory. And you can apply that to school. You can apply that to work. You can apply that to life. You can apply that to, like, relationships. Oh, like, maybe I don't need to spend an hour with my girlfriend, like, once a week when I can, right? Maybe these 10
podcast
minutes...
shut down.
right, we're done. We're done.
Maybe I can speak to her for 10 minutes a day. Like we were busy, and then like that helps, like because she knows you're thinking about her. Just small things
just
like
checking
that.
up on her.
Like,
checking up on her.
Keeping it consistent, and like what you're explaining with like the working memory is like you're able to every 24 hours you're touching it again for 10 minutes, like, and you're making sure that like you're seeing it, you're working with it, and you're learning more. So that you're right, like it keeps it on the end of your brain and keeps you thinking.
And like this is going to end up like a professional sports league, right? Where like so the average time a person's in the NFL when they make it is 4 years,
right?
And then like that's 4 years average, is including people like Tom Brady who played for 20 fucking years. So that throws off the average a lot more. So what do? You have to take every life experience and like grow from it, right? So maybe you'll stay in the league for like a year or two, right? But or less, right? But what do you take from this league, right? You meet people. So my roommate's never going to watch this, right? But my roommate sucks.
I think I know where this is going.
I think I know where this is going. Kind of put this in a situation where I had to use him because best case scenario, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
But say I had knew this place before. You know how many people I would have preferred a roommate that I've met here? Like you meet cool people. I meet TLG, right?
Yeah.
Like I made mac and cheese the other night, right? And I called him up and I drove over. Hey, I got some. I made too much mac and cheese. Can I bring it over? Okay, yeah. Like,
no, that's dope.
Yeah, like.
I should have got some of that mac and cheese.
I have some mac and cheese with me.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Hey,
we're gonna take a quick break.
Right.
No, you meet people. That's the connection. Like for instance, right? My stepmom was one of the people I'm closest to in my family. Right? She moved to Texas, and like, so then I moved here. Right? I still work for who has autism, right? Mm-hmm. But since I moved up to Fredericksburg, I wasn't working with as much because it was farther away. So I would go home, I would sit there, not really know what to do, just hang out, maybe play a few games, whatever, right? And I started coming here, and I'm like, wow, this is something to do. This is great.
Yeah.
And like that's what this place provides, like, right? Because in Fredericksburg, let's be honest, what's there to do in Fredericksburg? Eat, drink, and have babies.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
This gives kids something to do, like, outside of just going out doing
dumb stuff.
Especially if they're not into, like, that type of physical like gaming or like physical games.
Because not everybody's into that.
Exactly. Nobody has to be. Because like some of the smartest people do not work out. Everybody has their thing. And I think, so this kind of goes into a little bit, though, with Rex and how he actually became a member of the Buus. So if you want to kind of explain, like, what team you were on originally and, like, kind of how it worked out, because he did something kind of crazy to, like, train up for his new team. So, go ahead.
So I would just want to, like, not foreshadow, but say this. When I first joined the league, right, the games that I had played that were on the wheel a year before, like consistently within a year of joining a team, were Fortnite, which I didn't really play that much, Mario Kart, and Smash. Those were the only games that were on that wheel that had touched in the last year. Except for like Soul Calibur, but I played it like...
When you were like younger?
I played it when I was like here, and it was during a tournament, I'll play it for 10 minutes. Right? So
I got you.
So a lot of these games I've had to learn. So I was on Herb's team. Well, I was on the Ravens, I guess that's the best way of saying it. And like, I grew up a lot with Nintendo consoles, and Nintendo consoles don't generally have.
Hi guys. Can you give us
hey, what up?
Don't historically.
Which one are you?
Oh no.
Don't historically have.
My bad.
Don't historically have shooters. So there's a thing with shooters, right? Like if you're good at one shooter, you may not be great at all of them, but the skills translate really well. So I didn't have that shooter experience, right?
Yeah.
So we're in the finals and we're playing Halo, and I go 0-13 in Halo.
I remember. I remember.
So like
getting flashbacks here.
That kind of thing, right? Like, and then like, and that comes from me not playing shooting games growing up, right? Like I could practice all I want to in that 2-month time span, but like. There's people with years of experience. Even if they play it like a little bit non-competitively here and there, they still have that like muscle memory of how shooters work. And I unfortunately did not have that. Yeah. So then I got dropped, which was fair, right? Because
by Herb.
Yeah, I had to let him go.
That's what you have to do, right?
Yeah,
like if you don't fit the criteria of what is needed, then like if you keep that person. Then it just seems...
You're hurting your team.
Yeah, you're hurting your team, and that's you have to make those decisions. It's unfortunate, and it's no, like...
There's no beef against that particular person.
Exactly. It's not personal.
It's really not personal. It's just how it is, right?
Yep.
So originally, there was a few different options I was considering. I was considering the Ghost, but Titus was also there. So I was like, hey, Titus, I don't know if you know or if Herb has told you, but I got dropped, and he was like, okay. So here's what that season with the Buus, first season with the Buus was all about. It was about something that people that here won't do. Is I had to reinvent myself, right? I had to say, okay.
I like it.
It's like, okay. So first thing I have to like improve my skill during, right? So I have to make a schedule where I have to practice a lot of games, and just like get feel for them, right? So I had a schedule where I start at 5 a.m. before work. Yeah. I would do 2 games. And then after work, I would get home. I put enough time in there for the cook or whatever I need to do. Yeah. And then I would have it like 30-minute increments, right? And I would have it on my phone calendar so the alerts will pop up so I wouldn't be doing nothing too long. Yeah. So that's one thing I had to do. And I had to
straight training.
Yeah.
You were training. You started labbing.
And then what I had to do after that was I had to look at my team, right? I had to look at my team composition. Okay, so these are all good players, right? But the issue with that is there's a lot of overlap in what they're good at. So, okay, what are we not good at, or what are we weak at? And I was okay, well, we're weak at this. All right, so I have all these other games that I'm heavily focusing on, but these are the games that I am going to put a lot of effort into. And a lot of those games were like Overwatch. We had people who play Overwatch, but like not really like that, right? So I was like, okay, Overwatch is a game I have to do, right? Yep. I do Smash anyways, right? Yeah. But if I can do Smash and that saves scans, for Tekken that say stands for any of those
fighters. Yeah.
Yes, that's the benefit of that, right?
Exactly.
And then what else didn't we have? We didn't have a Mario Kart player. We didn't have a CTR player. Right. So I played Mario Kart. Everybody played Mario Kart, but that's where I really started the grind Mario Kart. CTR, we didn't have anybody that really touched the game besides Billy to a certain extent, but we also, another thing, we have to save Billy for other things. So that's what I did. I looked at my team. I looked at myself. What's the best case scenario for you to fit in? Yeah.
That's how you have to really think about it. Like, what is your role on a team? Yeah. Because everybody like has a certain role, and everybody has, even if everybody's getting better, you're at the skill set that you're at that moment. Yeah. So it's good to like do assessments and say, okay, how can we win, like in any kind of scenario, or what is the best case scenario, like in the sense of like let's say every player that's has to go in for like a 1v1 game, like a sports player or a fighting game player, they need a backup. Yeah. They need a backup. So just like you said,
doesn't have to be as good as the person. Nope. But they still need to be able to beat consistently. That's the thing, consistently somebody who doesn't play. Because there's a skill level that you get when you're learning a game that you're better than
the average Joe.
You're better than somebody who doesn't play the game.
Yeah.
But that person that doesn't play the game could still beat you.
Yep.
Because square.
Smash.
So you want to get to the point where you're not only better than the person who doesn't play the game, you can consistently beat them. Yeah.
To somebody who just mashing one button, or even like doing like auto combos on. Because like to be honest, like auto combos in fighting games, they're not that good.
If you know what you're doing.
Yeah, they're not that good. Like they're literally made for people who've never touched the game, for complete beginners, so they get a feel for it, and that's when you start to like venture out and do your own stuff. Like you do your own combos, and
you just that's a real mature process though. Like, that thought process you have as a player, because you're speaking from a perspective that I know the owners think about all the time. Like, because that's just naturally what we have to be thinking about. Is like, how do people fit on my team? What games do people play? Who can learn games the best? And all those types of things. Like, I think you're one of the best learners and one of the best teachers, especially of the games that you play. Yeah. And I've even seen you pick up new games. Like, you just remember everything, and you're able to teach, and that's a gift, to be able to teach well. And people receive it. I mean, you see it. Everybody's always reaching out. Rex. Like, you'll see it. If you come into the league, you're going to hear people yelling his name because they want him to come over and kind of show him how to do something better. And he does it. I mean, he's just a great human in general. So.
Well, so I teach like I want to be explained to, right?
Yes.
Like,
oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, because like, okay, so for instance, I'll, like when I'm teaching CTR, right? I'll tell people, okay, so you can drift this. If you're one of those world-class speed runners, you can drift the whole fucking lap, right?
Yeah.
You can drift the whole fucking race. Yeah. But I'm like, okay, so at where we're at, this is where you're going to want to drift, and this is where you're going to want to do this, right? And then I'll say, a big thing people don't do when they teach is explain why they do something. It's like, I do this because, and the because is a big thing, right? Because it's not just, just do this for no reason, right? If you tell somebody why you're doing it, then that helps them apply it to other situations.
Yeah, they can connect to it.
And then like that's the whole big thing about teaching.
For sure. Like even I think they have that problem with like high level Tekken players. Yeah. They're always thinking like high level the whole time. They don't have they don't have like that common regular person way of thinking about it when somebody's brand new to the game. You shouldn't really try to do what's optimal all the time. You should do what's like comfortable. Yeah. So like at the very beginning, like somebody trying to do a Korean backdash and like do a super rage drive combo, then you break them through the wall, and then no, just get comfortable, learn how to move back, learn how to move forward, learn how to block, learn how to put somebody in the air and just get a little bit of damage off.
Yeah, for instance, like let's use Tekken for instance, right? Yeah. So there's a thing in Tekken called low parry where somebody goes for low, down forward, and you drop them, right? And usually you can get a good combo off of it, right? But correct me if I'm mistaken, there's certain moves that you don't want to low parry. Because you get more optimal, right? So like say you do a low and it has 15 frames of in lag, right? If you low parry, you're only gonna get so much off of it, right?
Yeah.
But if you block it, you can get a 14 frame launcher off of that. Yep. And then that's usually if you launch somebody in the air, you're gonna get a lot more than if you just throw them on the ground. Yeah. So like and then like Herb would say, you don't want to low parry that, you want to block it, and this is why because then like And that makes it easier for the people to understand of like
they don't
they're like, oh, okay.
And
like
they see the person start to do that, and they do it more than once. Now they know. Oh wait, that's why I'm doing this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that's so awesome, man. Like it's a great way of doing it.
It's all a learning process. That's why I like fighting games, man. I feel like it's fun to learn stuff every day, and like I was like, Tekken gave me that. Like I can learn something brand new every day. Like today, bro. Like I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I lost my rank, but my attitude about it, I literally just got like the second highest rank. It's called
Tekken God Prime.
Yeah, Tekken God Prime, right? I got it yesterday, and then I ran into a matchup I didn't know, and it was one of my friends playing, one of my Twitch viewers playing too, and he was like, "Oh, like we played like a couple games," and he's like, "Hey, I can tell you don't really know this matchup, do you?" I'm like, "Nope." He's like, well, he was like, well, you're about to learn it today. I was like, man,
take this.
I was like, yeah, all right. It is cool, but my attitude about it was, it's cool, it's fair game because I really don't know this matchup. And he, like, even in the middle of it, he was like, yeah, like afterwards, because like you can watch your replays. He's like, yeah, that move you did right there, he's like, that move that I did, it was -12. He's like, this move that I did, you could have launched that. This move that I did, you could have done this. And I'm like, oh, okay, so you have to really like look at it as like you're not really playing for rank. You're playing for knowledge. You're learning. Like
you're playing for
experience.
Fighting games in general. And I'm gonna say it like I don't really fall into. And I'm talking to her about that. I don't really fall into any one category because I play a game in just about every genre, right?
Yeah.
Mm. But I don't like
specialize.
I don't specialize in anything, right? Mm. But fighting games I would say are some of the best. Is the best. I will go ahead and say it. Fighting game is the best. And this is why I say fighting game is the best, right? So with, say, the sports games, right? It's all about mix-ups, right? Mm-hmm. Like in Madden, right? Like, even if you're playing against a bad team, if you know what's coming at you every time, like, you know, you have to mix it up, right? That's all sports is for the most part, right? Racing games are purely executional. There's not a lot of, like, thought that goes into it. It's all execution, right? Strategy games is all like thinking about it, right? Shooters it has some strategy to it, but it's mainly execution, making sure you hit your shot, right? Yep. But fighting games, it's not only like
it's like execute.
It's not only execution. It's like thinking on the spot, and it's like, okay, this character normally does this, but the person I'm playing against likes to do this.
Yeah. So I think that's why I like it the most. It's execution based. There's strategy in there. There's a little bit of luck in there.
There's knowledge beforehand.
Yeah. There's like preparation beforehand. Like you can do a lot. Like for example, since I stream, really if you think about it, somebody could watch like my full 3-hour stream of what I'm doing, see all my habits, and only take my character Miguel into the lab and practice those particular habits. And then like when I play against them, I'm like, yo, why are they stopping everything I'm doing? Like maybe I should change it up. By that time, like we're already down where I'm trying to change it up. They're probably so far ahead in the match that I probably just I'm like,
cover.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, like what the heck? What happened? Like they got me. What the heck?
And that's all it takes, especially in something like Tekken, where like they open you up once.
You can lose 50% of your health if it's the right person.
Baccarat.
Oh man.
And that's another thing. Stages matter a lot more in fighting games, I think. Than like in shooters it matters because of like. So in other games, let's include fighting games. In other games, maps matter generally, mainly because of your knowledge of the individual map, right? Mm-hmm. That's why it matters. But in fighting games, it matters because like so does the character in Tekken, and I keep referencing Tekken, right?
Yeah.
Paul.
Yeah, Paul.
So
Scarlett's character.
Yeah. You take them, and it was the easiest because they rhyme. Don't take Paul to the wall. Do not take him to the stage with a bunch of walls because you're gonna die.
You are gonna die. You're gonna die.
And that's super important to know.
Yeah.
Like, especially because I don't know how the map picks work for fighting.
The first match is random. Whoever loses the first game can switch, and whoever loses the next game after that.
So loser pick. Okay.
Loser pick. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But that's the great thing about fighting games.
Yeah.
It's just that it's so nuanced. There's so many nuances.
So many nuances. And it's like, if you don't play it a lot or like are in the community, you wouldn't know. But like when you see it on the outside, you're just like, whoa, they're going crazy. And then the person who like plays, they're like, oh man, if only you knew. If only you knew, like.
Because there's a lot of mental stuff. It's not all execution, and that's what you don't get when you don't play the game.
Yeah.
Is that like how much
mental attacks it could be.
And then, especially if you get two, it's fun. I think the funnest thing is seeing two people who play each other a lot.
Yeah.
Because they be going for punishes and stuff that normally you're like, what the fuck are they doing? But since they play each other so
they're
much,
reading like 2 moves ahead, trying to get this punish off.
It's like Silver and Scant's playing. Like, I was playing him last night. He kept doing this. He's about to do this. Go. Oh, boom, 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 boom.
Light him up.
That's crazy. So then, which fighters outside of Smash do you play?
Let's see. What do I play the most? I play Tekken a little bit, but that's another thing that comes into my team, right? I love Tekken. Tekken is an amazing game. I didn't like it so much when Herb was, because this is how Herb taught me. He was like, yeah, he was like, just block. I'm like, what?
Just block this.
That was your face. I think Tekken is the game I enjoy the most, fighting game wise. And here's the thing, right? So, sorry to any Smash players that, like, I'm more like immersed in the Smash community. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of nice people in the Smash community. But I think the ones I vibe with the most are like how Tekken people are. I've been on Tekken streams and that shit. Because Tekken people don't care.
They don't.
They're sarcastic and they're going to give it back to you. Can I curse on here?
Yeah.
Okay, so there was this one person, I followed her just for this one thing she said. There was somebody on her stream that, like, as a female streamer, you're going to get harassed, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
And this guy was harassing her. So she said to him, I'm going to fuck your dad and give him a son he can be proud of. And I was like, wow. I'm like, and that's the kind of stuff you're not going to get in the Smash community, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's good people, but you're not going to get that. You're not going to get that in the Smash community. Like, it's people talking shit. And, like, I love people talking shit.
It's fun. We're all in it, man.
It's not fun to talk shit to somebody and then not defend themselves. I don't talk shit to you so you can feel bad. I talk shit so you can talk shit back.
Make it fun. Make it fun.
Exactly. Add some fun to it. Add a little bit of like competition level.
Yeah.
To it.
Yeah. Honestly,
I love that.
Tekken players, we're just trying to have a good time, man. Like when we get to a point, it's like, man, we wake up every day. You're like, when will I be good at the game? And we're just like, keep dreaming, buddy. Keep dreaming. It's just crazy, man. Like the memes that we have, it's just more about like playing. Like once you get to like a certain rank, nothing really matters.
Yeah.
You know, nothing really matters. Like you can always set goals to like get higher rank, but really everybody who's like at those high ranks, they all realize that it's all about the learning aspect, the labbing aspect, and just trying to have fun with it. Cause if you connect like your personality to, or your like your self-worth to your rank,
oh hell,
man,
you're gonna have a rough life.
You're gonna have a rough life. But man, cause like I'm telling you, like when I was at the second highest rank, right? The way that Tekken has it is like a system, right? So when you get to the second highest rank, the highest rank is this rank called Tekken God Omega. So you're sitting there at Tekken God Prime, the second highest, trying to get to Omega, right? So there's a system like when you get to Prime, they have the orb system, right? If you lose one time, you lose an orb, and there's 3 orbs, right? If you lose one time, that goes away. If you lose again, that goes away. If you lose 3 times straight, you lose 3 times as many points. So it is when I say getting to Omega is a grind, it is a grind. Like as soon as you win one, they all light up again. But if you lose more than 3 times, you gon' bro, like I swear, like I was playing against like the viewer that I was playing against, he had beat me one time. Like I had lost to somebody else, another player twice. Then I had got out of that match and I linked up with my viewer. And he played me. He beat me one time. I lost 3,700 points. The next match I won, I got 1,200 points. I was like, bro, what?
Oh, and another thing he was talking about for fighting games is this iconic moment. So like Call of Duty shooting games has moments, right?
Yeah.
But any fighting game player worth their salt knows the moment. And Herb knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Evo Moment 37.
It's called Daigo Parry.
Yeah.
And like here's the thing though, right? There's moments, right? Daigo may not go down as the best Street Fighter player in history. Yeah. He could.
He's still playing. He's like 40. He like 40, bro. He's still going at it.
He may, right?
Yeah.
But you know, it's one of those moments that like you say Daigo Parry, people know what that is, right? Yeah. Like, and it's like the fact that there's iconic. That's the great thing about video games. There's iconic moments like that. Don't get wrong. There's like it's like in any other sport. There's iconic moments, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like the Philly special.
Oh, yeah, the Philly special, man. Thank God for that, bro.
I don't play fighters. I don't even play fighters, and I knew Daigo. Like I just watched a video about him. Like,
oh really?
Yeah.
So you know Daigo?
Yeah. So
Daigo's
said
the truth,
that, I
bro.
was like, hold up. Like
Daigo,
I don't know a lot of fighters or like fighting players.
But you know that moment.
I do.
He transcends that.
And I watched like a whole video about it. Like they broke all that down.
Yes.
It was crazy.
Well, the video I watched on it was something explaining the downside of making games easier because you lower the ceiling of games.
Yeah.
Wow.
Core Gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, Core Gaming's video. Yeah. It's a great video. Keep going.
Yeah, you lower the because like. Granted, you want more people to play your game, right? But you still want that feeling because you want moments like that.
Yes.
If it was simple, it wouldn't have been amazing. It would have been great.
Right.
Those are the best moments.
Yes.
Like all those moments where like
somebody's clutching up where they have like a pixel of health. If they get touched one time, even if they block, they still die. And he has to parry every single hit. Do it and then still think, all right, the super's done. It's my turn.
Yeah.
Take their turn back. Use their super. Win it. Man, that was so crazy.
Kind of reminds me of that moment that QWERTY had when he was playing Fortnite on stream.
Yeah.
And QWERTY went crazy, like.
Yeah. I got that on camera. I got that on camera when he
clutching
did that.
up, man.
Yeah.
And that's how but that's cool how like you can have it in fighters as well as shooters. Cause like I'm more of a shooter fan.
Yeah.
And like there's moments like that too. But I also started to think about when you said the communities are different. Based on genre, I definitely agree. Because think about sports players.
Oh,
yeah. Go ahead.
They lose one time.
Sorry, DMV, I'm going to say it like this. Sports game players, in terms of making tournaments, are lazy as hell. Lazy as hell. So fighting game players, give them a place to play, and they will come. Yeah, what game was that where these motherfuckers were bringing big-ass computer screens?
Oh, Rivals of Esports.
They will bring their own
stuff. They would bring their own shit.
But here's the thing with sports game players. You need to have your own place to play. That you need to provide it to them.
Yeah.
And you still have to beg them to come.
Yeah.
And they're constantly complaining. There's not a place to play.
Yeah. There's no people.
Yeah.
It's like
bring your friends.
That's
what Smash people do. That's what fighting game people do. They bring
their
people.
friends.
And we've tried to have multiple sports game tournaments that were heavily promoted. Yeah. And I can say that the results were exactly what Rex is talking about.
Exactly what it was.
For sure.
Like, don't get me wrong, there's probably people who do want to.
Yeah.
Like, who will put that effort in.
Yeah.
But it's not a, general thing. It's not a...
And it's a shame because I was watching the numbers. A lot of people play Madden. Like, the top list for, the most played games in 2020 and 2021, Madden was in the top 20 of, all the games. We're talking about, AAA games, GTA.
And that's probably how it's always been. Because think about Madden.
People love Madden.
All the way up through school for me, that's what everybody talks shit about.
Yes.
It was Madden and NBA 2K those are the two major sports games. Come on in.
Yep.
Never mind.
Well, I guess I'm not welcome here, huh?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up?
Wait to the camera. That's Gravity, the one that we mentioned earlier.
Is there something that you need to ask me that Courtney can do possibly? What's up? What's up?
What about it?
Yes, that's okay. All right, okay. We'll talk later.
But no, it'll be great, but they just don't show up.
Yeah.
And that is a shame, but we can only do what we can do.
We're trying to remember what we were talking about.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get aside for that door.
Yeah, honestly.
It's all good.
We gotta get a lot of
let me see. What were we talking about?
We were talking about the fighting game.
Fighters, sports players.
Different categories.
Don't worry, we'll cut all this out.
Yeah. And shooters are hard too because some of these shooters are team based. So now you have to get people with other people.
You have to organize the team in a way for them. That's why the easiest thing to do has always been a free for all. Yeah, if we get people doing a free for all, then we can at least get the people here, and then we can kind of maybe if they're all randoms and they haven't joined the league already, we could probably get them to form a team themselves when they build up the camaraderie or talking trash to each other.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, it's a bit harder.
Because if it's free for all, then they don't have to have a team. And I know that the online gameplay has been great for gaming. Yeah. But I think it's kind of put a little bit of a stigma to in-person gaming and teams. And a lot of people have teams online that maybe they don't live, very close together, and that's who they play with. They got a couple of six squad, and they play with 4, and then they pull through those people, but they tend to play with the same people. Yeah. So when we put a team thing out, it's they're not going to want to come play a random, with 2 other random people or 3 other random people.
Exactly.
But free for all, there's no excuse.
Pretty much.
Show up and
who's the top dog? Let's see. I think that's something that we'll try to push, coming up soon. But again, shooters kind of similar to sports. You guys got to come out here. We definitely got to get you out here for sure.
For sure, man. I don't know if I have to play Madden more or something. Then me
start talking
Madden
player in the world.
Yeah, I start talking to trash, and I saw people come out. I don't know.
I think the genre challenges though, so like something that the league's gonna start doing, and this is actually your idea, right?
This is actually Rex's idea.
Oh, this is Rex's idea.
Well,
okay.
Rex's idea, Titus piggybacked it and turned it into what you're about to say.
Okay, cool. So this is a collaborative effort of an idea.
Yeah.
Where basically now we're gonna have genre-based wheels for people to challenge each other, and that way they can call you out in fighters, and then you're gonna just spin a wheel for all the fighter games that are in the league currently, and then that's how we can figure out, who's the best fighter player, who's the best shooting player, who's the best sports player.
And people just like seeing themselves on lists.
Exactly.
Like it's an ego thing. People.
Yeah, no, for sure, you're right. I mean, think about when we put the stats out. People were losing their mind just because it was a list. Even when we had the points, when we were doing the point system, people would get on and bitch at us because we hadn't updated. It's like, dude, it's been a day.
Right,
like, give us a second.
You gotta give me. It's like, man, I was just doing all that stuff on myself. I was like, bro,
exactly.
come on.
Like 20 tournaments in a day, and you want us to update your stats right
now.
But that's because they might have been, a little bit shitty for a little while.
Cordy was the first person to make.
Yeah, you go ahead. I'm gonna be right back.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So. You said Cordy was probably the first person to what?
I think Cordy was the first person to go pro.
Yeah.
I have enough points to go pro.
I guess it probably was him. It probably was him. I mean.
But what games was he winning?
Fortnite.
Okay.
We were having a lot of Fortnite events, man, and like the Little League thing we had. I really wish we could have kept that going, man. I think we just got hit with that. Yeah, we got hit with another wave of COVID, so it was kind of like hard to manage.
And it's understandable for the parents to know.
Right. Man, we had so many people. I was kicking people out of here, man. It was hard to keep track of. But I guess it's starting to get to that time. I'm gonna wait till Ryan comes back before we like really wrap up. But overall, how are you feeling about the way the league is growing right now?
I think so. It's funny, right?
Yeah.
Like it. So it was going steady. It was, but like progressing at the same time.
Yeah.
And then like it just last month or so just.
Took off.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So I guess I got a question for you. So I guess we kind of went through most of the games that you play and stuff. Yeah. At this point, so I know you and Herb. I think at this point we're gonna set up a little challenge between you and Herb for Pokemon.
Oh yeah. We can do that. We can find a way to knock that out on a Tuesday. How do you feel about Tuesday?
Tuesday works.
Tuesday sounds
and
good.
We'll announce it. We'll put it out like we put out the other challenges.
Yeah.
So also, is there anybody else that you want to call out for any specific game or a genre challenge or anything like that? Anybody you think? Oh, what's up?
I think a lot of this is because, like I said, the first person I met in the league, TLG.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have let him come in.
I think that makes the most sense.
Okay.
It's like in terms of where.
And what do you want to do? What type of challenge do you want to do?
Full wheel.
Full wheel, first to 10.
Yeah.
Woo! Let's do it. Full wheel, first to 10. Rex and TLG. Okay, we can set that up.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, is there anything else you want to share?
No, just glad this place is growing.
Oh yeah, man.
Sure,
that's great.
Sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Rex has been great for the league. Herb, is there anything else that you want to share?
Do we talk about the end thing? The Nets thing?
Yes.
Oh, we are allowed to talk about the net thing.
What net?
The net.
Oh no, I don't think so. I haven't asked. Yeah, I haven't.
Okay,
I haven't asked. So we'll leave that alone. And we can leave that. I think we can leave that though. That's a nice little teaser.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll confirm that for sure.
No, wait on thing.
Okay, so I think that covers everything. So hey, episode 5.
Episode 5,
Rex,
man.
Yo, that was a good time.
Yeah,
man. Thanks a lot for coming.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Coming on the stream,
really
Rex.
Appreciate it.
It was good stuff. We will see you guys next time, man. Episode 6. We'll see you guys. We'll see you for episode 6.
And I think episode 6 we're gonna bring on DMV. So as long as we can work that schedule out, DMV, that's gonna be another good one. We've been hitting y'all with some fires.
I remember when y'all did that stream and guess who called in? Was it the power rankings?
What? Oh, you mean when we did it over there?
Yeah, we put it on the wall.
Yeah. When we did it live.
Yeah.
And then DMV was like, "Hey, wait a minute, what's going on?"
I remember that.
Yeah.
Man, crazy. Good times.
That's funny. We'll have to have him come on with both of you guys soon too.
For sure.
We'll set that up. All right, we're out.
We're out.
Peace.